Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a framework for leadership that says it has way less to do with your official title and everything to do with the example you set for other people.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll get into the core idea that leadership is being an example. Then we're going to look at the flip side, the wrong kind of leader we've all probably met. After that, we'll explore this really powerful alternative called the servant leader model. And finally, we're going to wrap it all up by turning that question back to you.
All right, let's get right to the heart of it. The entire framework we're looking at today, well, it's all built on this one single powerful idea. And it's an idea that, if you really let it sink in, can totally change how you think about influence and authority.
I mean, just think about that for a second. Can you imagine saying that to your team with complete confidence? The source material uses this quote to ask a really challenging question. It's basically asking us, regardless of what's on our business card, what kind of example are we actually setting for the people looking to us?
Okay, so before we can build up what good leadership looks like, the source says we first have to identify the bad version. It really takes a close look at this huge pitfall, this trap that so many leaders stumble into, the trap of leading like a lord, not a leader.
And what's so interesting here is how the source frames this. It's not complicated, it's a fundamental choice. You can see it right here. It's this direct conflict between two mindsets. On one side, you've got the leader who lords it over people, standing above them, controlling them. And on the other, you have the leader who becomes an example, walking with them and guiding through influence.
So first up in our lineup of what not to do, we have the empire builder. This is the leader who kind of acts like the world revolves around them. They're so busy building their own little kingdom that they totally waste the amazing talents of the people on their team. And you know what happens? The best people leave.
Then, you've got the tyrant. This leader basically rules with fear and negativity. They create this constant tension. And what's worse, they destroy trust by talking trash about people behind their backs. It just poisons the whole environment and creates a culture of paranoia instead of performance.
Oh yeah, we've all met this person, the know-it-all. This leader kills all creativity and collaboration because, hey, they've already got all the answers. Their way is the only way, which means any idea that isn't theirs gets shut down immediately. The result is a team that just stops thinking for itself.
This one is just maddening to work for, the solitary decision maker. They make all the important calls by themselves, in secret, and then they bring it to the team and pretend to have a debate. It's a total sham that makes everyone feel completely irrelevant and unheard. It just kills morale.
And last but not least, the micromanager. This is the leader who gets so lost in the tiny details that they can't see the big picture. And by constantly looking over everyone's shoulder, the example they're setting is loud and clear. I don't trust you. It's a style that just completely suffocates any hope of growth or autonomy.
So, after all that doom and gloom about what not to do, what's the actual solution? Well, let's get into the source's answer. It's a model that totally flips our normal top-down idea of leadership on its head.
The big idea here is that real leadership isn't about getting more power for yourself. It's about giving it away through service. It's a total shift in focus, away from your own success and onto the success of your people. Your job is to make your team better, to equip them, and to hit your goals with them, not just by bossing them around.
And this quote just nails the inspiration for this whole model. This is what Jesus said right after he served his disciples by washing their feet. I mean, think about that. The person in charge, the master, sets the ultimate example by serving everyone else first. It's a powerful picture.
Okay, so this idea of being a servant leader sounds great, right? But what does it actually look like day to day? How do you do it? Well, the source material breaks it down into two parts that are absolutely crucial: how you use your authority and, well, who you are as a person.
First off, it completely changes the way you think about authority. Authority isn't some weapon you pull out when you want your way. It's not a status symbol. Instead, it's a tool, and you have to use it wisely and with intention to set a positive example that actually makes people want to follow you.
And here's the key point. Leadership isn't just a title you sit on. It's active, hard work. It's the day in, day out grind of overseeing things, training people, and getting processes right. It's a craft. And a true craftsman understands both the power of their authority and, just as importantly, its limits.
And that is the perfect question. Because according to this framework, if you're only focused on your actions and your authority, the external stuff,
you're missing like half the equation. The leader's internal character is just as important, if not more so.
So the source gives this incredibly detailed list of qualifications. Now, just take a quick scan of this list. What do you notice? It's not about being a brilliant strategist or an expert in finance. It's almost 100% about character. You see things about emotional control, like not quick-tempered and self-controlled, and integrity, blameless, just. It makes a really strong case that who you are is the true foundation of how you lead.
And here's the bottom line, the big takeaway. It's so simple, but so profound. A leader's own personal issues, their unresolved baggage, their lack of balance, that stuff doesn't just stay with them. It always, inevitably, spills over and infects the entire team, creating an unbalanced, unhealthy environment for everyone.
And all of that brings us right back where we started, to that very first challenging question. After looking at all the bad examples and the ideal model, the whole framework really boils down to one thing: your personal responsibility. It's time to decide what kind of example you are going to be.
Because ultimately, this framework argues that leadership isn't just one part of your life. It's a holistic example. It's shown in the words you choose, and how you act when nobody's watching, and how you treat people. It's demonstrated across every single part of your life.
So we'll just leave you with that question to think about. After everything we've talked about today, just remember, you're already leading by example, whether you mean to or not. The only question is, what example will people see when they follow yours?